Hello, church family. I hope you're doing well today. My name is Steven, and we are in day one of week number 3, where I'm going to be giving you some of my thoughts on Acts chapter 1. As we look at Acts 1, it's kind of this transition between all that Jesus had said, taught, and done up to the point of his resurrection. And as we continue to read through the chapter, Luke mentions some of the things that Jesus said to the apostles. Things like, you will be baptized in the Holy Spirit. You will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes upon you in order to do the ministry of Jesus effectively. And that's the part that stood out to me previously when I read through the chapter. But today, as I reread the chapter, verses 9 through 14 are what stood out to me. And what we see in those verses is the response of the apostles to the ascension of Jesus. In verse 10, it says that 2 of the apostles were found standing there gazing into heaven. And I can only imagine that their eyes were this big around as they're watching Jesus ascend. And it says that 2 men in white clothes, probably angels, walked up to them and said, "Why are you standing there gazing into heaven?" Which I feel like is a valid response to watching Jesus rise into the sky. But it says in verse 14, that ultimately the response was to unite in prayer. And I thought, man, that is the right response. That is an appropriate response to walking into a season that is a little different. And that's exactly what was taking place, because Jesus was no longer physically on the earth, but the apostles were now walking with the power of the Holy Spirit. And the reality is that you and I are at some point going to walk into a season that may feel a little different, that may seem different, that may not be as clear, maybe a little unknown. And I want to encourage us to respond first in prayer and seek the Lord's wisdom as we walk into these different seasons of life. So I love you guys. Hope you have a great day. I'll see you soon.